Number 7. Now, it's no secret that I love Sonic the Hedgehog, but you're all probably wondering, what is my favourite Sonic game of all time? I could only pick one for this list, so it really was a no-brainer, but allow me to explain why first. I was raised on the classic 2D Sonic games. As far back as I can remember, I had a Sega Master System 2 with Sonic built in and Sonic 2 on a cartridge. I played the 16-bit titles with Sonic Jam on the Saturn. However, there was a period of time in my childhood where Sonic didn't exist at all. For a good chunk of my childhood, Pokemon and Mario had completely taken over, as one Christmas I received a Game Boy Pocket with the Mario Land games, and the Pokemon anime was sweeping the nation with its toys, trading cards, stickers and games coming into my life later. So, imagine what must be going through the mind of a 14-year-old who only remembers Sonic as just a cool, forgotten character from his childhood when they experience this.
Sigma Alpha 2 heading due south over the city. We're en route. Everything's a go.
This is Control Tower. We have you on radar. Report cargo status of captured Hedgehog aboard. Over.
That's a 10-4. Cargo secured on board and... What?
Didn't
The
copy that.
Hedgehog is
Over.
gone. He's taken out everyone aboard and...
What's wrong?
What in the
Come
world?
in. Over.
Freeze! What do you think you're doing? Get that Hedgehog!
Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies. I'm out of here. I like running better. Yeah!
Attention all.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube was always an enigma to me, even before I got to experience it. I remember seeing it all the time in the Argos catalogue's very small GameCube section. The art style and the characters is what stood out the most. What is this game? So of course it was amongst the first ever games I picked up for my GameCube, along with Batman Begins. And after playing Heroes and Sonic Adventure DX, I can confidently affirm that my favourite is this one. I don't mean to start a flame war between fans of Adventure and Heroes, but in comparison, I just prefer the feel of this game. Compared to Sonic Adventure 1, I find it to have better gameplay, as I like all three different gameplay styles. I'm glad the devs chose to keep the strongest gameplay styles from the first game. I much prefer the pacing of Sonic Adventure 2. I appreciate that things have been streamlined and that power-ups are hidden within the levels themselves. I prefer how Sonic Adventure 2 presents itself. A steady 60 FPS really helps a game age in my eyes. I love how expressive the animation is too, and I think that the voice acting is a huge improvement over the first game. The motion capture may look odd to some fans, but I think it adds a lot of charm. I prefer the pacing of the story. I would rather have this delivery of cutscene, gameplay, over the way Adventure 1 makes you find the next progression trigger yourself, and to have a hero story and a dark story was just so enticing. Play as the bad guys, yes please. And the way this story is presented with both playthroughs and intertwines with one another to fill in the gaps is executed so much better than having to repeat so many of the same beats multiple times like Adventure 1 and Heroes makes you. I also really dig this soundtrack. I mean, all Sonic games have great soundtracks, but this one is so high octane and varied for each character that it stands out as the winner. Opening the game with these rockin' themes made such a big impression on me. If it weren't for Sonic Adventure 2, I don't think I'd still be the Sonic fan I am today. Sonic Adventure 2 was so epic that it single-handedly reinvigorated my interest in the Blue Blur. After finishing this story, I just had to go out and collect the rest of the games available. I had to check out Sonic Adventure DX, I had to check out Heroes and see the deal with Shadow. I got the Mega Collection and experienced the classics fully and fell in love with them again. This caused teenage me to collect all of the Mega Drive games for real and look at emulation and ROM hacking. I'm glad it was on the GameCube as well that I fell in love with Sonic again. The GameCube went on to have 7 titles in total. Towards the end of that generation, we were also treated to the Gems collection, which introduced me to CD, and Riders, one of the best racing games ever. Having so much Sonic available on the Nintendo platforms I owned meant a lot to me, as I wasn't one of the cool kids with a PS2 or an Xbox. Instead, this ex-Sega kid went on to have a Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, Wii and DS. And Sonic Adventure 2 was to thank for this beautiful union of 2 former rivals. It was kinda destiny. Amongst my happy memories and multiple playthroughs of Sonic Adventure 2 are also playing the multiplayer modes with my sister. I miss the days of having a player 2 to play these games with, and Sonic Adventure 2 had the best multiplayer mode in my opinion. 16-bit Sonic 2 was cool, but I was always disappointed by how little levels there were. I had no idea what to do in Heroes, and Shadow was just rubbish. So I guess it helps having so many modes to play. And while I never 100%'d this game, in fact, I have never 100%'d any 3D Sonic game, barring Colors, which barely counts as 3D, it is still the one that I go out my way to replay at least once a year. It's a lot of fun to speed through this casually like it's my favourite interactive movie. I don't care that it hasn't aged that well for modern gamers. I don't care that the plot doesn't really hold up under scrutiny. I don't care that some of the dialogue is out of sync or that the audio mixing is complete arse. Sonic Adventure 2 to me is peak Sonic, and a height that the series has rarely been able to top. I mean, it's come close, but mainly in spin-offs. This is why Sonic Adventure 2 is my 7th favourite game of all time.